Okay, I'm live. And actually, this time it just feels different. So maybe, I don't know. We'll just wait and see if people come back. Um, what a hassle. What a hassle. So we'll just wait for people to come in and wait and see when something starts happening. Okay, Brenda's here. Kathy's here. Thank you, you guys. Hi again. Yeah, it just felt better. Like I connected immediately and everything just went better. So yeah. And the chat seems to be working. My chat was frozen. I had no chat. So hi Dorothy. Hi Carla. Lina's telling me I gave her the option of coming back or not coming back, but it seems like the picture's nice and clear. Okay, Dee Dee's saying, oh, better. If Dee Dee says, oh, better, I know we are good to go. Hi, Joan. So, and I'm sorry for everybody I didn't even acknowledge the first time. Yeah. Take these darn headphones off. I can't wear earbuds because they make my ears itch, you guys. So now my ears are all itchy. Oh boy. Okay, Lena says, I'm fresh. We could also try next Monday, and meanwhile, I'll try and install the StreamYard and be the one inviting to see if it works better. I don't know. Let me just send her the link. Let's try again because I want to know. Well, I'll do it over here. I want to know if I can invite people, and I mean, to me that seems reasonable, right? So let me copy paste. And if it goofs up, I mean, that's one more variable we'll kind of know, right? That's how I feel. So, Brat. Hi, Gail. Now I'll say hi to everybody. Hi, Pink Hut. You might get to watch this week. Well, you've just wasted however long trying to watch the first one, except I don't feel bad really because you guys got to see so much of Lina's art and she is so good. She's so good, that girl. So yeah, I didn't even feel bad that she was showing you her art because yeah. All right, now I'm going to watch it on YouTube and see if it comes up better. Yeah, the picture on YouTube doesn't look that great. Joan, Tracy. So I don't know. The picture on mine is absolutely crystal clear. So I don't know if Lena's going to come back or not. We'll just have to wait and see. Your husband went to the dentist, so you're just getting ready to sit down and do what you want. Okay, Lena's in chat anyway. Are you gonna come on with me, Lena? It's up to you. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want the frustration. I promise you. Okay. Moving hands, moving hands. So anyway, that's still a little damp. And when you're watercoloring, it's kind of hard to just stop and say, okay, I got to do something else. I do have my camera. Let me do some camera junk. I'll try an autofocus real quick. And a white balance real quick. That helped the color, right? Everything else I think looks pretty good. And I think my focus isn't bad. You use it. No, get the new link, Lena. You got to get the new link. Yeah, Lena, I sent you a new link. It's on your, there she is. Oh, she was there, now she's gone. Anyway, yeah. I'll watch for her to come. Anyway, God, what do I need to tell you guys? I'll have to put my head. Okay, she just flashed on, flashed off. Okay. All right. Put my headphones back on. And let's see.
Hey, I think I'm here. Moving hands.
Woo-hoo.
Woo!
We're here.
We're here. I entered the stratosphere to Monkey Island. So.
Yeah, except that I'm hearing the echo again.
Oh my god, you are. I got everything closed. Um, I'm closing
You
Twitter.
have headphones on?
No. It screws up. If my headphones are using a USB plug-in, and it doesn't. My camera doesn't like that USB port getting used. I don't know why. There is a connection between what kind of USB cord that you use. Hmm.
Yeah,
Should I
because if you
try?
use the audio jack, it overrides your speakers.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Uh, so what do I do?
So do you have a, well, do you have heads that will go in the audio jack?
Let's see. Just a second. Can you hear me now? Is there an echo now?
Well, I have to be talking. Nope, the echo went away. You're onto something now, girl.
Okay.
Now
Now
it's
I'm
working
afraid to
fine.
move. Now I have to
Don't be
sit
afraid to
completely.
move.
I just have to stand completely still. Nobody moves. It works. Oh my god, man. How can you paint and just be focused and painting after all this?
Because, okay, because of the house I grew up in, and then when I had 6 kids,
Okay.
do you think I didn't live in like a zoo all the time? It was constant zoo. You could cook, do laundry, beat your kids, and still do your work all at the same time. You got very multitask ability,
That's
you know?
amazing, amazing. Oh my god. Okay, I need to babble before I can jump in, still another focus. I want to talk about the paper
Well,
I'm
tell us
working on.
something funny.
Something funny.
Okay.
I don't even think that I got something funny. Okay, what comes up to my mind is that my son, he had to take that driver's license, and everything got on hold because of the COVID virus. So he still haven't gone to his driver's license test yet.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's horrible because he was so close to that final test. So every now and then when he's with me in the car, I'm trying to give him tips and tricks. And then a couple of months ago, we were in this double lane left swing. When you have to turn left and then it's a 2 lane road because there's so much traffic. I wanted to tell him to always remember to stay in his freaking lane because there's nothing worse than people cutting off, not staying in their lane, and then you can actually make an accident. And on Danish, the stripes it's called striber, and it's so close to the word stripper. So what I managed to tell him is we're driving along the road, right? And then I'm telling him, okay, listen, now comes a really something important you have to carry with you for the rest of the life, like gold coming from my mouth right now. Son, always remember to follow the strippers. And then he was just sitting there like, what? And then yesterday we were out driving, and then I asked him, do you want to, take some laps on this parking lot that was like very vacant, just to keep in practice? And then he said, no, no, no. He remembered everything I told him, and especially the part with the strippers. That was just go past over, and he's
Come on, Mom, we're gonna go find the strippers.
yeah.
Oh God, that's
Always
funny.
follow
You are
the
the funniest.
So crazy. I'm actually working on Arches, the best paper in the house. It's 640
I am
GSM.
too.
I mean, have you guys ever worked on the 640 GSM? It is heavy as
Not
chipboard.
640.
I'm telling you, it's the most serious piece of chipboard that I have ever worked on. It is so sturdy. It takes and holds so much water. And the reason why I got it was because, it was summer last year and it was very hot. So I thought that the water on my watercolor paper dried up too quickly. And then I hoarded it for, yeah, now it's summer again. So 12 months where I didn't use it because it was too precious. So stupid, right? So lucky me, I
Nope,
actually
we all
took
do
it.
it.
We all do it, okay. But actually, when I was painting along with you on your last stream, I was thinking now is the right time to take out that Arches chipboard because it's summer and yeah, but it's really sturdy, it's hefty, and I would say it's pretty good, yeah, frisbee for the garden because I can just picture with the right wind velocity and speed, you can chop off the neck of your neighbor with this. It's the most sturdy watercolor paper I've ever worked on. But it is true,
When
it
you get
does.
frisky out in the garden.
I mean, it's frisbee material. It is so, listen to this. Boing. And I actually did try and paint a very wet practice piece on the back of it where it has all been soaked in water and it didn't even buckle. So this is I can really recommend if you live like I don't know in Waterworld, Waterland, where everything is very humidified and yet dry, so that things are evaporating quickly. But okay, now we're painting. Oh God, I can't believe
I'm
this. We
painting.
just paint. I have to
You
practice.
just gotta go on.
I have to practice one of those freaking leaves. I'm pretty sure that I don't like the stripe work. So now I'm just gonna make the leaf
Yeah.
the way I think she made it and then try and see if I'm satisfied with it. As far as I can tell, she
Yeah,
just took...
I'm not crazy about the stripes either. Did you see the practice one I did, Lina?
No. I was...
Okay, look at the screen. You were laughing at me is what you were doing.
No. In between all this StreamYard thing, my cat decided that it was a perfect time to give her an extra serving. So I had to serve the cat. Oh, that looks good, Janet. That is awesome.
Okay, so I did do the lines with the paintbrush, but I tried to really push them back rather than in your face like hers was. So I'm kind of okay with that.
You should be more than okay. That looks exactly how she does it.
So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. But I think if you're crisper, either a really, really fine brush or colored pencil.
Yeah. I have never been good at using either the dagger brush or really tiny fine brushes. This one is actually too fat.
Well, it might be a good time to break that bad boy out.
It is. We are down
Get some
at.
practice. Oh, wait, no, don't do it on this one because you're using your dress-up paper. You don't want to try it new on your paper.
It's true.
Save that for your Canson or one of the not dress-up papers. It's funny because we all do have those dress-up things, like, oh, I can't do that on this. It's too precious.
Yeah,
But
it's crazy.
I will say arches is, if you have pain, there's a point where you just go, why do I even bother on that other crap? Because the arches is so, so nice, right?
Yeah, you know what? If you really are insecure whether you can pull it off, I mean, the paper can make such a big difference.
It
Also,
can.
when I can even work with like really inexpensive watercolor paints, and because of the texture of the paper of arches, it looks granulating. But it's not the paint
Yeah.
that's granulating. I'm talking about when I'm using my prank colors on good paper, it just looks good, you know. So sometimes it's a combination of the brush and the paper, and just good luck.
And that's one thing when I was kind of learning and watching a lot of different people on YouTube. That's the one things that all the professionals agreed on. You know, you don't necessarily have to have the best paints, but your paper is going to make all the difference. And I have to say, they weren't lying.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I sent Dee Dee that arches because I wanted her to see the difference. It's just remarkable.
It is. And sometimes you need that good experience to carry on. So sometimes
Hmm.
you just need that one drawing that's just nice to motivate you to struggle on others. I think they call it substrates. So I've been doing things on weird stuff, like painting out in front of notebooks
Like a
and
big board in your backyard.
painting strippers on the road. No, but you know what I mean. Like I've been painting on strange things like boxes and the strange album covers and stuff like that, and I can immediately see that. Oh, it looks different because it's the material I'm painting on, and everything acts differently. Okay, do I like that leaf? I'm gonna try with watercolor pencil. But I have to say that of all the mediums, watercolor is the best. It's it's so funny that I'm really trying
I
other
agree.
stuff too. It's not that I'm just exclusively only doing watercolor. I really do try acrylic and pastels and oil sticks. I get around, but I still return to watercolor.
Yep, me too. It just, I don't even know how to describe it. And I honestly never thought I would be a watercolor person.
Me either. I didn't think that I would have the patience or even the time for it because when I'm working, I'm like a fat, I get things. I am a closure, and I want to end things, and like I can't have project lying waiting for me. So that's why I was thinking watercolor may not be me because you have that drying time involved, and
Hmm.
sometimes you need to come back to it after several hours. I thought that I was more like instant gratification with acrylic or something, but nope.
Yep, that's exactly me. I thought, oh, I'll never sit here. But now I just, when it needs to dry, get up and do something and leave the mess out and come back later.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
But I think the fun part is that
Are you,
it's, yeah,
well, I was just going to say, are you just practicing the type, what kind of texture you're going to use on the leaves or what?
yeah, I am more sturdy with the colored pencils. So I am using those three pencils here to get the veining of the leaf, because now when it's drying up, I
Okay.
can see, look what a chunky job I'm doing it with a brush compared to very subtle strokes. What's up with my light? I'm in the dark age. Ah, oh my god. What is up with that light? Okay, let me turn on some light here. Uh, okay, hang on. I need to figure out some light. Just a moment.
And this is another nice thing about arches. Like, when I looked at the camera and I saw where my highlights had kind of just disappeared, you can go back in and pick it up. I swear, I think you could do it hours later and it'd be okay. And I go back and forth. Like, while this one was drying, I worked over here. Now I'm going to go back and work over here. That one dries a little bit so I can go in and get kind of what I want. And I'm going to have to go back in and work on the background just a little bit because there's some background in there that I need to go back in and add, but that's no big deal.
Oh, I think that's a little bit better. Okay, I'm looking at chat. I'm sorry for being so bad at reading chat. Oh, you like watercolor too, Aldrich? Me too. And I am such a freak. When I can't sleep, I even think about just palettes. Color in a palette, and then it soothes me, and I'm able to fall asleep.
Yeah, thanks, Tracy.
If that ain't crazy, I don't know what is. Okay.
I do that too. Or what I could have done differently. Like, oh, I wish I'd done this, or if I'd have done that. I do that a lot.
Oh, you had a little lag there, so I didn't quite get it. Hopefully, it's just me having a lag. I got a ticking nerve at Janet's face, like, don't say lag.
Yeah, you say one word and I might lose my cool, man. You're on the edge, girl.
Because this is the last try of the day.
Yep. You have no clue. I told Dee Dee I might start drinking, and I'm not even a drinker. Okay, I'm looking at my phone and the screen, and it looks like chat is about the same place. See how long okay. On my computer, my lagging, there is quite a bit of lag, Lena.
Okay, so
But 30 seconds or so. Yeah, 30 seconds or so.
yeah. We shouldn't even talk about the lag, because watercolor takes a long time and is precision work, so we could actually not tell them that there is a lag. You know, they would just think that, oh, they're just
Well,
working.
in their world, there is no lag. Yeah, we're living in the future.
Yeah. The thing I like about Caroline Holmes, you know, that book that you got, is that
Mm-hmm.
she's got this color theory that everything goes. You know, when you're starting out painting, people are talking about limited palette and don't use too many colors and don't get so much chroma in your painting, like don't use like strong colors. I just love how she's just don't give a about that and then just paints feelings, like
Yeah.
she wants some bright orange right there, she's gonna put it there, not even thinking about if it's, you know, bringing in yet another color to the sheet. It's very
Yeah, I
visual
never
when
bought into that limited palette.
me either, but I did follow it the first, I would say, year that I followed tutorials online. Everybody was talking about only use like three or four colors, try and mix your way with those and bring down the chroma, you know, like don't use strong colors. And so I think it's so liberating to
Okay.
see an artist just going for it.
And I was going to say, if you start using big words, all I have to do is hit the remove button. Like, girl, this is a no big word zone.
That is so true. Another reason for me to need to install StreamYard. I should I should seriously install it and then try and invite and see if imagine if I could deliver a better upload because I am on a server. You know, I am not only wired plugged into the wall, I'm on my own server. So,
Yeah, StreamYard is really easy, Lena.
yep.
Just open an account and get after it. Okay, I'm liking that so far. I love the
It looks
bottom of
so
yours,
good.
Lena. It looks so good.
I discovered really late into the sketching that she actually went off the grid. Like you have this frame inside her framed picture. I like that detail. Um,
Yeah, I do too.
but I'm thinking
And I
those.
like her striped ones.
Me too. I regret that I got some very visual pencil lines here. I'm not even sure if I can erase them, but if I can't, then I got this very nice pen that writes with some, I would say glitter silver, but it sounds like really well. It's like a silver pen, but it's so um, translucent. There is a little bit of glimmer in it. It's this one. I was thinking about going on top of my lines to push them back because I like the way that yours are looking where you can't really tell the pencil lines with your framework.
I like the pencil lines. And on this one, I actually went in with a gray pen later
Oh, okay.
to
Mm-hmm.
emphasize them. I'm not sure that I'm crazy about it, but I like the delineation around the box. So I will definitely emphasize that. Whether or not I'll go in and do the flower, I don't know. But I used one of those gray pens. What the heck are they called? Oh, the Unipen
Oh, yeah.
to do that.
This is like I think
So
it's a knockoff on a Uniball Signo too. So it's like a gelish gel pen. So it's a jelly roll.
well, no, these are different.
Oh, okay.
Here. Oh, the one you showed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is water and fade proof.
Oh, it's like
Really
real
fine
ink.
nib.
Hmm. That looks
Yeah,
nice.
it is nice. Very, very. I love this. I love all those pens. I think Kathy Arbor enabled me for those. So thank you, Kathy.
She really has enabled a lot of us. I never really got
That's
into,
okay.
yeah, that is okay. I really never got into the pen rabbit hole yet. I think I am a little bit afraid of getting there because I have like no pens. I only got micron pens and I was gifted those from Kathy Berg. So you can see if I jump into that, oh my God, there is so much to love even more.
Yeah, well, ask somebody because um like I've tried every pen in the world and I will continue to try every pen. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to buy it because I don't trust anybody. No, that's not true. I just have to have them.
Yeah, exactly.
um yeah, you can learn from other people's mistakes, like I would tell you don't buy this pen, it's not worth it. It's a ripoff. But I would tell you the good pens. The microns are awesome.
Yeah, I really, really enjoy the tips. It's very durable, and for me, it lasts a long time. I had some faux microns that it's just a Danish brand called Penol, where I squeezed so hard that I managed to push the nib, the tip into the pen while I write. And then that's like really abuse of pens. I never had that issue with a micron. It's like it was designed for idiotic users like me, like it's idiot proof.
They're indestructible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I use the ink up before I ever um
Use the
crush the
nib.
nib
Wow,
on a micron.
that's actually some accomplishment right there.
No, micron, honestly, if I had to say for a waterproof pen, it's probably my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
No doubt. And I've tried a lot of them. I'd be interested to know um, the kinds of things that you have difficulty getting there, that are just available here everywhere. Like, do you can't get microns?
I get most of the things from the Amazon UK side. We got
Okay.
tax. There's like a 40% tax on imported things from the US. So
Wow.
when you find things in my local art store, the prices are crazy. I even think that Dot must have the same issue that when she goes to her British art stores looking for American products, the prices are crazy. But it's okay because the shop owner needs some income. But
Yeah.
I can really
But do they
tell.
get that or does that go to the government?
They don't get it. No, it goes to the government.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I
So,
thought. You
yeah.
know, who's marking it up that much? Is it an import tax or is it actually the store owner?
I think the way it works is that it's a button that they can pull and push on. So when they are going for election and they are elected by giving less house taxes, then they just tax another
Okay.
area, whether it's been sugar, coffee, or cigarettes or liquor. It's always those are always the areas they look for. Like we got too many fat people.
The
We gotta
sin
put
tax.
yeah, and they make it sound like it's a healthy, good thing for you because people are too fat in this country. So we're gonna put a 34% tax on sugar from tomorrow for your own interest. But as a
Yes.
consumer, you're
They're
thinking,
going to
holy
tax you
crap.
into thinness.
Yes. So it's like the tax system is an animal that just moves around, but it's always in balance. So sometimes if you're a homeowner, you get hit, but sometimes if you're a car owner, at the moment it's a lot on groceries. It could be a COVID thing also, like import is getting harder to get. So, but it
Oh,
seems
okay.
it seems like when you're living in this country, you just have to accept about 37 from your wages you never see. That's just a wage tax. And then when you buy stuff,
Okay.
25% is tax. So it's, you could say it's overpriced 25% compared to if you find a website from another country, then you can really see the price difference, you know. So
Okay. Yeah, because see, I suspect that a lot of us order stuff from Europe.
but I think that
Excuse me, that we can't get here. But I think it's much greater the other way around.
but I really think that we can get everything. Like, it's just a matter of if you want
Okay.
to pay for extra for it.
How
Like,
much you willing to pay?
how bad do you want it, you know? So,
Okay.
but I'm so proud of myself. Since March, we are having issues with not having enough money in our company to pay salary for ourselves. So we have like been working for free, like pro bono. We've been working pro bono. Anyway, so without even knowing it, I am 3 weeks from having done 100 days of no shopping. Can you believe it? I mean, it's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
So of course I'm
I
gonna
mean, I hate
run.
the reason.
No, but I didn't even know who talked about it. Maybe it was on Bob Owen's stream. She talked about that the 100-day challenge, and then I sat down and then I looked, and this
Said,
is
holy cow, I already did that.
yeah, I almost already did that. You want to know what the last thing I bought was? It was, I'm gonna say it right here on your channel, because I'm not on my own channel. Remember,
Was
I
it
got
Roy the plumber?
what? The last thing I bought, I can see it on my Amazon account. It was because I got a call from a customer looking for this erotic film called Sexual Freak. And then it was an item that we don't have in the store. So I spotted, a rare chance of scoring like $75 from him. So I said, yeah, well, I can probably find it and sell it for you for like $110. So I just went on Amazon and bought the movie Sexual Freak. And it, of course, is disturbing my my meta search on Amazon, who thinks that I'm into something
Say,
else.
what are your suggested purchases like now? We suggest you look at this.
Yeah, they are really suggesting, because I was looking at 2 or 3 before I found the one that he was asking for, and I keep getting this scroll bar underneath my Amazon saying that price has dropped on this one. I don't know if it does it automatically, but now it's been so long, so it's almost like half the price, you know. So that was the last invoice I found on my Amazon account, and it's almost like 100 days ago. So it's amazing.
Well, at least you made some good money on it. That's all I'd care about. Yeah, I made good money on it.
Yes.
Keep sending those suggestions.
Yeah. What an awesome purchase history to have. Hi, Sandra.
Kathy Arbor just said she's waiting for a COVID tax to be introduced. You can bet it will. Yeah,
Yeah.
that wouldn't surprise me a bit. Not even a little bit.
It's been very, very expensive for
I
the
think I'll do the
government. I mean, it's a
shadows down
big
in there.
payout they have done to a lot of things. So
And that's true.
I am really wondering where did all those money come from? Because it's not for free, you know.
Oh, they just print it. Yeah, no, they just print it. Believe me, they're just those presses are running overtime. Believe me. There is nothing behind that money that you're out there spending. Absolutely nothing.
A good thing that they have a printer, otherwise people like us would be, asked to paint it. You know, government painter money.
Yeah. Just
But I
print
think
it if you need it.
there is this very famous economic, is it called that in English? I don't even know. His name is Milton. And his famous words are, there's no such thing as a free lunch. So things will have to be paid back somehow.
For sure.
Yeah.
Our kids will be paying for this crap.
Yes.
No, there's just no doubt about it. But this is one of those situations, I don't know. It happens once in 100 years. Does anybody know
Here in
what
Denmark,
to do, really?
they are always trying to lure for people to the museums. So they are already working on art pieces done in COVID because they want to make like a COVID exhibition. So they are asking for people's diaries and journals and artwork and everything. So you can.
I can hardly wait until you send yours in. Got that tape. What was it? What was it? Crazy sexual fantasies or some crazy thing? Yeah. Yeah, that'll be in the museum someday.
Sexual freak? Oh my
Sexual
God.
freak, yeah. Yeah, that'll be in the Danish museum. I'll be telling my great grandkids about it. I knew the girl who did that.
Oh my God, that is so hilarious. And Janet, oh, let me see if I can grab it. You so need to make a focus you sexual freak.
Focus you freak.
Oh man, you know what? I even kept the invoice because I thought it was so hilarious that I got an invoice with that purchase on. So I hope that none of my grandkids or anything are ever looking in my journals, because they would be like,
they will be.
So,
Granny was kinky.
yeah. Oh my God, can I even find it? It's been so many days, like almost 100? Can you believe it? 100 days. And I wasn't even participating in a challenge like that, so I feel like I kind of sneaked in. Oh man, I can't even find it. You know what? I actually think it's in my file folder for that month. That's even better. Yeah, I think it's in
In
that
Kathy's file
folder.
folder?
Yes, the file folder project. That's a perfect place to store such a recipe like that, or invoice. Yeah, it's there. It's in one of the.
I haven't done a July one yet.
I'm actually trying to keep up. I mean, it's a bit of a stressful job, like it's like a task, to remember to do it constantly. The first file folder I made was just like a dream. I mean, it came just by itself. But then after that one, I have to constantly remind myself to store some work in it to have a book in the end. So.
Yeah, I haven't made a July one yet. And there's no excuse. I got nothing but time. I could very easily do that.
I think it's a fun project to reuse next year. So I'm gonna have it like an annual book. Is it called that? Like an annual thing where I just slide in stuff in that monthly folder. So it doesn't just become from the year 2020, but for every year.
Yeah, well, I like that you used up stuff that you wouldn't, like I was using up stuff that I wouldn't have used otherwise. So for me, that was good.
Yeah.
Stuff that I hoard, You know what's
And
really weird is this looks neon on my computer screen, and it's not even remotely the color that it is.
yeah, it's strange. I got a red here that looks like it's a magenta, but there is something off with my lightning, with my with my light here, because I can see on the colors that there's something off. Oh, Didi said something about showing your hand, and then you could see on the flesh. Uh,
Trust Dee. In every instance, trust Dee.
yeah, she's been streaming for quite a while, so she knows all the tricks. I'm also really bad at putting myself into the details and info of new things. Like give me a new phone, and then a year after, I still have apps that I haven't opened or investigated because
Oh, yeah.
uh, I just kind of got a blockage right there.
If it rings and I can answer it,
Yeah,
that's,
I got the
I'm all over
funniest
it.
one. I got the funniest one. Lars's mom, she was gifted a new DVD player. And then of course, we were selling DVD films, so she just lent a lot of movies from us. And then one day she's asking, "Do you have that and that series?" And we said yes. And then she said, "But it have to start with Danish subtitles because my DVD player cannot switch subtitles." And we were like, "What?" And then we visit her, and then what she didn't notice was that in the box was a remote control for the DVD player. So for over a year, she has just been putting in the disc, hoping that it will select subtitles, and if not, she's been watching it without Danish
Oh my
subtitles.
God.
And then the first thing Lars is asking for is, "Where's the remote?" And then she's like, "What remote? There's no remote for this." And then he says, "There is. It's in the box. There's always a remote for these machines." And then she managed to take the box, and it's still there after a year. That was just as amazing. Like, so even hoarding boxes and manuals, but never using them. That was just
Box
funny.
hoarding is an old lady thing. I'm telling you, it really is.
Yes, it is. But, but it was a
If you get a good box, then you better save it.
but it was really useful because she suffered from dementia, and that kind of explains why she had a hard time parting with trash, because a metal coffee container reminded her of something. So you cannot ask her to trash it, even though that it's just freaking packaging for coffee that's already been drunken. So when we installed her in that nursing home where she ended up, we put on her shelves, instead of books and stuff like that, we put all those items, like the coffee she drank, the packaging from the cereals she
Yeah,
ate
why
in the
not?
morning. So we made like a display of memory things, also with bags and purses and shoes, and so we really learned a lot from them, trying to think like what's going on in her head right now when she sees this visual memory.
I think that's thoughtful though, because she's not going to pick up a book and read it,
No,
but she is
exactly.
going to, that's the thing about Alzheimer's is they remember a long time ago, but they don't remember yesterday or this morning,
Exactly. And
you
if you
know?
you
So
if you
that was really very thoughtful of you.
we really investigated in it. Also, if you put certain items from their youth, it could be a shoe or a dress or a belt, then you would trigger that far gone memory. Like it's easier for them to dig out that memory that's like 50 years back than it is for them to dig out yesterday. So we were looking in her house for all that 70 outfit, and it's so easy to spot, the 70s, right? We were
Yeah.
looking for those really flamboyant silk shirts and all the things she's been wearing once, and just displaying it in her closet and on the shelves and everything. It was really like an experiment or something, but it worked. And then when she was getting
Yeah.
those,
See, I think that's really thoughtful.
but you she really changed the chemistry in her brain. So suddenly she would get like anxiety attacks or something, and you could really see how uncomfortable it was for her to be in her mind. So what we did was just grabbing quickly one of those items from the shelves and then just asking her, what is this? And then making her talk about that shirt or that bag or that shoe. And then you could trick her from her anxiety attack into a nice memory. Isn't it fun? Like I don't know. It was just we were so relieved when we realized we had that tool, because it was
Mm-hmm.
unbearable to see her go through one of those in our world unnecessary attacks, because it was really like an anxiety attack.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly. I watched Mary do it for probably
Oh,
2 or 3 years.
then you know what I'm talking about. That they're really
Mm-hmm.
scared. You
Mm-hmm.
can really see how scared they are, and there is nothing you can do, because they might be asking for an item that's no longer here, like a special specific
Mm-hmm.
umbrella or something, and you cannot dig out that umbrella anymore. And that's the only thing that will soothe them, unless you distract the mind with an item.
Mm-hmm.
So
The other thing I think that was so painful to watch, um, as Mary deteriorated, was there were times when she knew
yeah,
that her mind was not clear anymore, and she would cry.
yeah,
And that was the most painful thing in the world for me, because you could never say, it's going to be okay, Mary, or it is okay, or no, it's not so. All you could say is, I know, Mary, it's scary, and it's just like, that is so inadequate.
yeah. It really is. Also, that they know they got that clear moment that only lasts sometimes 3 or 4 minutes. So you can see that they're rushing through something that has been hidden in their mind, something important they want to say. In Lars's mom's case, it was this is a little bit stupid, but in the apartment she lived, she hid some cash between the linen in her closet. We found them, but she didn't notice. We couldn't communicate to her that we found it. So when she came to one of those clear breaks, when she came up to the surface, you could really tell that it was very important for her to have eye contact with Lars and then tell him about, look in my closet between the linen, you know, because it was just constantly in her mind, and we were not able to relieve her from that anxiety. We were not able to comfort her that that it has been found, because I don't know. It's just like like she was in this nightmare, and then suddenly woke up and had like 3 minutes to communicate something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I so get it. It's painful for everybody.
I I think it was. I know we always talk about for the person that it hits, but oh my god, my hubby, he was like really like, I think
Oh,
and every third day he was visiting her, no matter what happened in our life. There couldn't be more than 2 or 3 days before he between his visits, and it was because he was shopping in food, and he was feeding her, because he wanted to make sure that at least when he was there, she got fed something different because she was very stubborn. She only ate three things: toast, ymer, what is that? Some sort of yogurt, and then the third thing is this kind of a cracker. What's it called in English? Uh, in Danish, it's called Mariekiks. It's like an old brand of cracker, but it's like eating chipboard. There's no nutrition in it. So whenever my hubby was there, he was forcing down potatoes, vegetables, making her really eat something different. And I just thought that it was an unbearable burden for him because it really was
You
a
know,
job.
I see, and I didn't see it that because I used to go every Thursday, and I always tried to go at lunchtime because that's when I knew she'd be up. They'd have her up and dressed and cleaned up, and when I fed Mary, I just felt like it was more of a privilege, that
Yeah,
I cared enough about her. And that's what I would say about Lars is, it's awesome that he cared enough about his mother that he would sit there. And honestly, half of a lunch could take me over an hour
yeah,
to
it
get
takes
into
a
her
long time.
because it was
Yeah,
like, oh my gosh. But it, it was time spent, and I think that's the valuable thing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's better than watching TV where you're both just sitting there mindless thinking, well, when is this going to end?
exactly. And
You
I could
know?
really tell that he felt that it was like a victory those days where she just ate what he served her. Like it happens
Hmm.
like effortless. So you could really tell like he was really happy. Like yeah, that was worth the visit. So, but oh my God,
Yep.
I really
And I
I
bet you if that, go ahead.
okay I fell in love with him all over again in a different way. Check this out. There was this lady. She was always sitting where the elevators are, so she could see the people who were visiting coming in and out. And then she, for some reason, thought that Lars was her son. And instead of making her upset by keep repeating to her that no, I'm not your son, he pretended to be her son.
Good for him.
So he just sat in there, and then he sometimes have two of each things. Like if they had like hyacinth flowers in the supermarket, he bought one for her and then one for his mom. And
Oh,
then he
now
just
I'm in
spent.
love with him.
Yeah, you know what? When it was one of the nurses that told me that if I realized that my hubby is the son for two women in this that
That's
the
awesome. Good
yeah.
for him.
When I heard that, I was just like, oh my God. And then he said, well, she's gonna get like really sad if I have to spend time convincing her that no, I'm not your son. So he could just, pretend for 5 minutes. And then he would ask her, you
Sure.
need some water or something? And then she would say yes. And then he would get up and go ask one of the nurses to get water. And then when she came in with the glass, she has forgotten that he was the one supposed to come back with it, and then he could leave.
Yep.
It's just
Mm. I'm sure a lot of us have experienced it one way or another. It's a hard situation to be in for sure.
it really is.
But good on your husband.
Yeah, I think
It was
experience
hard
like
on Robert. Oh,
yeah, it gives character to the caretaker. I think like it's not
yeah,
all
Robert was
bad.
not good.
So
I think I'm better with old people.
I think that I had a hard time visiting her. I don't know why. I just I don't know. I just I was like in grief every time we left. Uh, I don't. Yeah. It's like normally I'm like very humoristic person, and there were some humors in the things where we laughed on our way home because on that day we have only been talking about potatoes, for instance. uh, and my humor was just shut down when I don't know why. It's just because I don't know it was because she matters, you know, like
Yeah.
uh, so
When
oh it was so hard.
there's not a lot to laugh at there either, you know. I mean, that's just the
No,
truth. It's just not a lot to laugh at.
and it was so
Now, one thing I used to do with Mary is I'd try and remember funny things that happened when we were together, you know, to try and get her to laugh.
yes,
But to just laugh at the situation, no, it was too heartbreaking.
yeah,
But I'd try and say, hey, remember Mary with the time we went, and, you know, make her laugh about something that we did together. Um,
and
but yeah,
that's
not
exact.
much laughing matter.
Mm, and that's exactly what I mean. Like you should think that I was equipped with my humor to do like my hobby, like get a cheerful situation out of things. But I was really not skilled at all in that situation. It really surprised myself that you know like I was unable to cheer up uh, this woman that I knew so much. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not the person that you knew and loved either. You know, that's what I always felt like when I left Mary is where did my Mary go? You know,
Yeah.
she just wasn't the same person. And I missed her terribly. I miss her to this day.
Yeah.
Because Mary was funny as hell when she was herself.
Hmm.
Mary was one of the funniest women ever. If you were around Mary, you were laughing. But yeah, so. But I'm glad Lars was able to show his mother toward the end that she did a great job raising a good man,
I
you
really,
know?
yeah, I really take my hat off of how caring he was, and I mean, it really, I, I'm not. How can I explain it? Like it surprised me. It really surprised me because we are so busy, being always, you know, we are independent, so we're never too much staff. We are always understaffed, and yet still he had energy to pull himself up and be totally regular, like clockwork, like taking it on like a task, you know. um that really was
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't take it on like a clockwork task. It was more emotional, like I felt I could come with him that day. Always something about feeling, you know, like uh, but he really stood up. It was amazing. But also, it's over a year, and I think 2 weeks ago we unboxed one of the last boxes. Oh man, that was so hard. It was so hard to get through all the boxes because, yeah, my my hubby really cared for his mom, so it was impossible for him to declutter her things. So I just respected that everything need to be boxed, hidden, and then taking out when he was emotional strong enough to do so. So we didn't really
Mm-hmm.
declutter much. We just wrapped everything down, and it was 65 boxes. 65. And it's taking more than
Oh,
a
wow.
year to go through it. But but
I forgot
still,
where it was.
I it also makes me think about, man, I need to declutter because I don't want to see my son going through that and 65 cases a year after. Because, oh boy, we have a lot of things. I'm even worse with accumulating things that my mother-in-law was, because she was like from a different generation, I think. So she would never have splurged like I have splurged, having like sometimes four things of the same. So
I hear you. Well, my mother saved crazy stuff because she was depression baby,
Oh,
you know,
so
so it
yeah,
was just like one of those plastic margarine bowls. If
that's a
she brought it into the house, it never freaking left. Like
yeah.
she saved that bad boy forever because you know, she just grew up in the depression and they couldn't get that stuff. And so yeah, it was crazy things. Plastic bowls were one of them, and another one was plastic grocery bags or whatever, you know, that you bring your junk home in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like bags of bags of bags of those.
And also one of
What the hell
those.
that was about, I don't know.
Larissa's mom washed those disposable cloth for your kitchen. You know those I buy them in bulk and I just throw them out. What are they called? It's not like you can use them once.
Paper towel?
It's no, it's not paper. It's like a kitchen cloth, and then when it's dirty, you just throw
Oh,
it out, and it looks like felt or something, like a filtered felt. Um, do I have one near? But anyway, I discovered that she was washing those instead of throwing them out, and then I felt like a real pig because I trashed those like it was a kitchen paper towel, you know, like. But I can really tell that it's a different mindset we got going on here.
yeah, I didn't have a problem throwing away all the plastic bowls. It's like those were meant to keep your margarine fresh, and then when they're done, they're done. If you want a food storage container, buy something different. Because you'd open her refrigerator, and it looked like she had 50 things of
Oh,
butter or
everything.
margarine.
Yeah.
And you had to remember which one was the 2-week-old spaghetti that was going to be moldy because, and then
Exactly.
God forbid you throw it away. Oh my God, no, you wash that out.
Yeah. You don't wash it out. I remember those refrigerators. Like, don't take what's in the back of them because we don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah, no, that is a scary thing, a
Yeah.
very scary thing.
I used to be like that with my freezer. Like, I needed education in how to run a freezer. I put things in there and it was this waiting room for my trash can because it was just staying there for 2 years until I kicked it out. And I remember once the electric was out, and then we were talking about we need to empty out the freezer because it's going to defrost now. And I found stuff down there I couldn't even recall what was.
Oh, I don't even want, yeah.
Some sort of stew, and then it's been there for so long that even inside the container it had this layer of ice, you know, like. So I'm like, oh my god,
Not
I'm
even
really bad at
recognizable.
that.
You don't even know what it was.
I know. I'm like really bad at those. So in this place where we are living now, I had the option to go with a big freezer or a small one when they built the kitchen. And I immediately knew, no, 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 give me a small, medium size because I cannot handle the big ones. No way. You know,
I'm not responsible
no,
enough.
no, exactly. So I just immediately knew that, no, 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 I'm not gonna get a big one.
Okay, Gina and yeah, it was Gina said that she thinks those wipes that your mother-in-law
Yeah?
washed in America, they're called handy wipes, and I think she's right. And
Oh,
Ian's calling it a J cloth, and I don't know what that is.
I think it's very common. They're sold like in
So
10 packs. You can buy 10 of them for
yeah,
like,
they're called hand.
yeah. And isn't it true that
Yeah, it's a handy wipe.
they're so inexpensive that why would you wash them? But she did.
Yeah, and how long are they going to last? 2 weeks? I mean,
Yeah, and they look so
but I guess if you don't, depression people were different.
they were, yeah.
That's what I think. All right, I'm not sure. I'm going to try and bring this green up, and then I'll finish the details. I want this really dark.
We saw Interstellar for not that long ago, and then this guy was sitting on the porch with his father-in-law, and they were talking about the change of the world from one generation to another. And then this father-in-law, who is much older, he says, "Yeah, well, I grew up in a time where something new was invented every day." And it was kind of stressful. So he kind of liked that simpler life that they had in the movie, where things had took a setback because the world was going under or something. And then I was just thinking about how true that was, because I feel like that, like we grew up with no computer and no iPhone, and then it is like that every single day something new is invented.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah, when you think about what's happened in 100 years, which is only 2, 3 generations, it is.
yeah,
It's mind-boggling.
because I can see that my
But
son
I
he
wouldn't,
feel.
I
Oh,
go ahead.
just go ahead. Okay. My son, he feels
Well, I
naked if
wouldn't
we
want
leave.
to, I I wouldn't want to live without all the modern conveniences. Everybody says, "Oh, I'd love to go back to a simpler time." Okay, get your ass out there and watch your clothes on a ride like that. I mean, come on. Like, there's a lot to be
Yeah,
said for modern conveniences. Like, let's don't be
yeah.
stupid
The
about it.
dishwasher is a good example. I will not go back to wash dishes or argue about them
Yeah,
or having them piled up in the sink. No way. There's always this one
yeah,
chore
like,
that you do really bad. Different people, different chore.
yeah, go back with your simpler times. I don't think so. I'm good with modern conveniences. I really am.
But I can also see how I'm really bad at adapting. Like my son, he feels naked if he leaves the house without his phone, and then I'm thinking, you're not gonna die. I mean, I grew up without an iPhone. I mean, I left the house every day without carrying that iPhone. And then I'm also the person calling him up when I'm lost and not thinking about going on the GPS on the phone. Like he's the one who has to tell me, why don't you, use this app? And then I'm like, so it's just so stupid.
What did Barb say? I've been working and listening. And imagine when they call us the COVID people. They probably will, Barb.
COVID
They
people.
will. We will be the COVID people, the people who survived COVID. What
Yeah.
weird habits have you developed since COVID came along? Um,
Oh, that's a good
I,
question.
I would say none because I was damn weird started, and I probably just gotten weirder.
I
Um,
stopped buying iced coffee. I used to buy in supermarket the iced coffee where you drink of the plastic lid. But now I don't trust anything where I have to touch my lips to like a beer soda can is also a good example. I haven't bought canned soda since that. So everything I used to buy where I trusted that I could bring it to my mouth, I don't anymore. I
okay, see, that's something I hadn't even thought of because I don't buy that stuff anyway. So,
Oh my God, we went to the restaurant and only because of COVID, I took out that sanitizing napkin and wiped off the cutlery and it was black.
oh, you showed me.
I mean, it was so disgusting.
Ah,
And that's one of the things that I would do from now on, being that lady who wiping off her drinking glass and cutlery at restaurants. I mean, I've never done that before.
well, I have to say, after you showed me that picture, I thought, I'm not even sure why I even go to a restaurant because if the stuff they
Yeah,
give to the customers look like that, think about what it's back there behind the swinging
yeah,
door.
exactly. But I was
That's got to
thinking
be freaking frightening.
I was thinking that the reason why the cutlery was so dirty was because it was a wooden scaft. and you can't put that in a dishwasher. At least we don't in this house. We don't put knives with a wooden
Yeah, I don't either.
handle. So I was thinking, stay out of those wooden handled cutleries at restaurants because they probably only wash, I don't know, half of it. So
I think you're right. But when you showed me that picture, I was like, oh God, I never even thought of that.
that was so disgusting. I also
All
think
right, I
that
think I like that.
they wanted to introduce, instead of the handshake, they wanted to introduce the foot, where you touch each other's foot, saying, do you know what I'm talking about?
You mean where you just walk up and kick somebody? I'm in.
Exactly.
I am in.
Here in Denmark, they try to learn us new habits because we are a hugging nation. A lot, we are not known for it, but a lot of people says that they hug a lot here in Denmark. We give a lot of hugs. So of course, hugging people is not gonna happen during the pandemic. So they wanted to switch out the handshake to like a foot shake, so that you would like tap each other's uh, snouts on the shoes instead of giving a handshake. But it never really became a success. But still, I'm thinking about how strange that is, that we might outlive the handshake because of COVID.
No, I'm all in on the kicking.
Yes.
I'm in. I am in. Except of course when it's hunky UPS. When it's hunky UPS, nothing but a hug will do.
I know. That's understandable. Oh my god. Our UPS guy is changed. Now it's this guy. We are even in doubt whether he's sober. So we are joking around with, if he can get a driver's license, so can our son when this is COVID is over. I mean, I
You
can't
got it
believe
made,
that.
Casper.
I'm telling you, I can't believe that this guy's driving. He sounds so drunk when he comes, like, oh, it's a puzzle for you too. It's hot today. He only speaks in like one spelled words. Like he just seems drunk. it's, it's horrific. Janet, I'm getting nothing done here.
Well, I actually am. I have a lot of detail left to do, but I think the basic colors are in.
I
Yeah,
am
I've got some
messing
detail
around
left,
here.
but the colors are where I want them.
I'm just mesmerized about this paper. Um, Let me try on screen and see if I can show what I'm seeing. Like, it's been a while since I worked on this leaf here. Look how I can go back on this thick arches and then deposit pigments and it just melts in like butter. Can you guys see it? That's good paper. That's good paper right
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
And then there is
Yep.
no blooming for some reason. I don't know. This is so heavy sized that there's no blooming.
Well, I think when you're using good paper and you kind of know how it's going to behave, you have much more confidence to things that you wouldn't do otherwise.
Yeah, I rarely get scared of it. It's not like I get like scared, like,
You're a
I
good
goofed up.
experimenter, though.
But I sometimes get annoyed, like if I blew it up on a big sheet and then I can flip it over and paint something on the back of it. But if I paint something and it's just perfect the way I want it, I really like it, I don't paint on the back of it. Then I just immediately, uh, you know, treasure it.
Frame it.
Yeah, frame it. Yeah. So
I love that picture you showed when you were showing your art, that two boat one.
yeah,
That was really, really nice.
you know what? It was really
Thank
fun
you,
to
Barb.
make it. Yep, thank you, Barb. It was really fun because I was watching
Yeah, I
his
love that. I just
he's an illustrator that left his illustrating job during a Christmas break. It is so amazing. Imagine he's sitting there, he's having a Christmas break, and then this job comes in that has to be done in the hours between Christmas and New Year's Eve. And then he's thinking, you know what? I hate this business. I hate this branch where they're just treating me like a machine, like I can be creative on commando. So he decides to leave that way of thinking and then going in a direction with art, like trying to be more focused on taking the time to develop his ideas. And he's talking about how a different mindset it is when you're not depending on your income by being creative. When you basically what I'm trying to say here is what I took out of his wise word is that as soon as you put money into your fun, you're hurting your creativity ability because then you are forced to
that's what
be.
I've always believed.
Yeah, so as soon as he stopped demanding from himself to be creative because he needed the paycheck, he just became an artist. I mean, and I love the way that he's telling his life story. He's sitting there. I think he's like 54 years old, and he's only been a professional painter for 5 years. And you're thinking when you're 49 that it's too late. The show is over. If you were meant to be, you should be discovered when you were young. But he's a good example of no, it's never too late. You can be near 50, rounding
Well,
50,
look at
and then
George O'Keefe.
yeah, and still change your life, So I really enjoyed him. But I was,
Yeah, because George O'Keefe, I don't think she even began painting until she
who?
was in her. Georgia O'Keeffe does some beautiful, beautiful flowers.
Oh, she's the one that started when she was like
I'll have to
65 or
get.
something. Isn't she that artist who started
Yeah, she was.
68 or 65 or something?
Yeah, I don't think she'd ever painted before she was age 60 or something. Yeah.
Yes,
So
good
there's
for
hope for me
everyone.
yet. I've got 2 good years left in me.
But I like that his stylists get way of
And in 2 years, I'm just gonna
his style is to get away with
go ahead. I would
okay,
say,
get rid of all the clutter, clean your sketch from all the unnecessary things like charms and seagulls and cute things, and then just focus on what you want people to look at and then do that square good. Because when I was painting that big,
okay.
vast ocean with the similar sky, I was thinking, this is so boring. But the fun thing is that it's not boring to watch when it's done. It's it's just relaxing.
I'm trying the colored pencil on the lines on the flowers. What did you finally decide on yours?
A combination of colored pencil and then some of the line works in the center of the leaf. I want to do it with the watercolor, but my paper is taking so long to dry that I I shouldn't be going in so early with colored pencil. I should wait till it's crisp dry. So, but I got watercolor
Yeah,
pencils.
see, my whole painting right now is too wet.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So you're actually destroying the fibers. But I'm using watercolor pencils, so I can always take it back if I regret. But I'm aiming for that color here to bring that red color in on all the leaves, so it gets like a color uh, harmony. Have you tried the
yeah,
watercolor
I'm not
clean
sure.
brush? Kathy Abra asked if we have tried the watercolor clean brush markers. I only got.
No, but I haven't, Kathy. Actually, that's a good idea, quite
Is,
frankly, to do all the detail. That is a fabulous idea. I forget about them. For those of you who don't know, let me, it'll just take me a second. Let me get them out and show you.
The only watercolor markers I have are a small collection of Tombos, but I think they are like a watercolor marker too. Oh, they look like those Zig markers.
Yeah, here they are, Lina. There might be a lag, but
They're cool.
let me see what color we got here. Let's go for this one.
I like that they're so
Kuretake,
fine.
clean color. Yeah.
The nib size is really fine. I like that. That it's not like a Tombow
And they're real
marker nib.
fresh. That was an awesome idea, Kathy. Thank you. I should just send you a list of all my products so you could say, hey, that's the place where you need to use your whatever it is I have. For real.
She really
And you
got
can
it.
get down into the tiniest little places.
If it wasn't for Kathy Arbor, I don't think that I would have merged pen work with watercoloring. It is so strange. It's like it's two different worlds. Before I watched Kathy Arbor do it, it never occurred to me to take a sepia ink pen and then ink up something on a watercolor painting. But what a big difference it makes.
Hmm. Well, and I think too, it's obvious she's been arting all of her life. How long have you actually been arting, Lena? Not very long, right?
I started when we redecorated this house because then I only had a tiny space to be in and I didn't know what to do there, so I started drawing. So it must be like the third year I'm doing it. Okay, I'm watching you using that marker. I'm gonna get my Tombow markers and see if I can replicate that. Just a second.
They're very, um, there's a difference. And this is just practice, so I don't care. This is the Zig marker. This is the watercolor pencil. I think I do like the
The marker is more
clean color better.
yeah. I even think that I got a color in
Well,
the Tombow that's similar. That was a good
and
idea.
plus, they're going to act like watercolors. So if you want to blend them out a little bit, you can go back over with your regular brush and water.
Yeah.
And make them look even more watercolorish. So that's cool. Great idea. Great idea.
Which one should I pick? Maybe that one.
That will be what I use them for. Thank you, Eileen, for making me buy them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hit my camera.
I could say that just about everything I own. Thank you, Eileen, for making me buy that.
Yeah.
Of course, I could cuss her just as often. Say, why the hell did you make me buy that?
I don't think that I shopped that much before I came on YouTube. Oh, YouTube has been like the biggest enabler. And I am so lame. I even watch unboxing videos like a freak. So if there's something that I'm craving, I don't even want to say need anymore because it's all on the want side, right? So
Exactly.
if
Yep.
there's something that I crave, I watch other people unbox it. Isn't it crazy? So when it arrives to my house, I know exactly how it should look in packaging and everything.
Okay. We'll ask chat. How many of you watch unboxings? I do the same thing. So I think I think it's something everybody does. If I have something I want, or those people who order the monthly subscription boxes. I
Oh,
don't necessarily want to get those, but I will watch the unboxing,
oh, me too. I am
but I don't want to
watching.
own it.
Japanese stationery are wrapped in so beautifully, and it's just packaging. And I watch unboxing videos of people who subscribe on monthly Japanese stationery kits, and I don't even have a
Oh,
kit
you and
of
me
my own.
both.
But there's
Yeah, me
something
too.
aesthetic about the way it's wrapped in with the. It's just a delightful unboxing video to watch.
Yeah. And then when I'm done watching, I'm thinking, oh, thank God I don't have to find a place to put all that crap.
Yeah,
But I like looking at the stuff.
yeah.
Something wrong with us. Maybe not. All right, it's 3:20.
Yep.
So we've been dinking around here for 3 hours, girl, or more than that.
I've been so
So I'm gonna say
unproductive.
your painting's gorgeous though.
Oh,
Like,
thank you. I just,
and mine, all it needs is the detail now.
yeah. I'm gonna post
Excuse me.
on.
So
I'm gonna post on Twitter my end result when I bring in that red color to the dried leaf on my frisbee paper here.
yeah, and one thing Carlin Holman does that I really like is see in the back here where she's got some like stenciling or
Ooh.
something, just a little bit of added interest. I might go back in on places and do some of that. Like I feel like it could use it in here.
Yep.
Um,
It's fun you're
just a
saying
few little
so.
places. So
I already done that on mine. I just lifted off color with stencils.
I
Um,
saw that actually.
so it's an awesome, awesome idea. And it's because I failed with the gauze. You use some gauze up here, and I didn't have
Yeah, I did.
the threaded gauze. So I thought, oh, how am I gonna get texture? So I just took stencils instead of the gauze.
Well, is that something you have a hard time getting a hold of, Lena, or you just didn't have it?
The gauze that I had was not stringy. I couldn't detach it like you did in strings. So I
Oh,
think,
okay.
but 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 I just used the gauze from back when I hurt my finger. So I think I got some special elastic stretch gauze. I just have the wrong gauze. So,
Okay, because I was gonna say I'll just throw some in the box. I have mountains of it.
oh, I would actually be
So,
interested.
you know,
What do you mean
okay,
with
I'm
a
writing
box?
myself a
You
note.
have a box ready to ship for me? Oh my God,
I
Janet.
do, but it's such a big secret, Lena.
Not
Um,
anymore. Not anymore. Oh my God, what's
I know,
in
me and
there?
my big mouth, right? Um,
You're sending me your peony,
yeah.
what's left of your peony bush so it can be saved for the rest of the
I'll tell Robert he needs to trim the bush, okay?
time. It's been going on for legacies. Oh my God. That could be
Oh
awesome.
God.
But
Yeah, I'll
that's,
send you some gauze. And if you can think of anything else that you just have difficulty getting a hold of,
oh my God,
um,
coffee
yeah.
flavored M&Ms. Oh, I have not been able to find a supplier of coffee flavored M&Ms. I even used, we got a VAT number because we're a company. I even wrote directly to that company who is, what's it called, the agency of M&Ms here in Denmark. Like I wanted to include it in my customers' parcels, so I was talking big quantum if they could import it for me, and they wrote back that I'm sorry, but it's a U.S. product only. But imagine,
Well, we can put some coffee flavored M&Ms in there. Now you realize that they have peanuts. You can only get them in peanut.
oh yeah, yeah, I can, my
Okay.
body can eat anything. ruined from
Okay.
inside.
Well, if you think of other stuff, do not be bashful, okay?
Oh
Because the
wow.
box is coming one way or another.
Oh, but the fun thing is that
So,
most of the things are like tiny things that like I don't know, like things that people won't even expect. Um, I don't know. You got you got
well,
this this powder that you can make soda with. What's it called? Um, oh,
all
what's
right.
the
We
name
might
of
need
it?
help from the fibs for this. Bye,
It's
Jamie.
it's a sugary powder that you put in a glass and then you put water on it and then you get soda. And my son tasted it at a friend's house and's been talking about it and we couldn't find it online. What is it called? It's an American product.
All right. Hang on just a second, okay? Let me see if
Crystal
this is what you're
Light?
talking about.
Crystal Light? Could it be that? Crystal? Uh,
I have some old stuff here from when the kids used to hang around.
it's not a soda stream, Ian. It's
Okay.
maybe you don't even have it in the UK either, Ian. It's like looks like cereal or just a powder, and then you add water to it.
Okay, Lina. Look at this. This is like A&W cream soda,
Ooh,
and it's artificially flavored, non-carbonated, low-calorie drink mix. And one of these,
that's
you
it.
tear it open and you pour it into a bottle of water, and it
That's it.
flavors your water. Is that what you're talking about?
That's exactly it because it was wrapped in that stick thing too. That's exactly
Okay.
it. You know what? We don't have stuff like that in Denmark. Like
Oh, these are still good. Best by April 22.
and it's just so fun to
I mean, I'm
try
going to
those
send you those.
things. Oh, I would
All
love to
right.
try one of those. Oh my god.
Now, these are sugar-free.
It's okay.
All right.
We
Drink
we
flavoring.
I'm telling you, I'm so blessed. I raised me and my family to be able to eat everything, so we like everything. There's not a thing that we can't eat in this house.
All right. We'll ask Casper and Lars, too, if there's something they want. Yeah, Crystal Light is really good, too. That's lemonade.
But he
Yeah,
was talking.
none of this is going to get busy because it's going to be non-carbonated, but it is good flavor.
We found an American store in our inner city, and then we went in there, me and my son, because we're a sucker for those things, especially like sugary cereals and stuff like that. I don't know why we are so nasty, but then we tasted Pop Tarts for the first time. Oh my god, it was so good. You just put
You
it in the
tasted
toaster.
what?
Pop Tarts. It was like
Oh,
it
Pop-Tarts.
was
Oh my
wrapped in
God.
folio, and then it was like a cookie you just put in the toaster, and then it spring up after 2 minutes, hot as hell. And then it was just, I think you eat it as breakfast or something, but for us it's like a cookie snack. And then we paid 80 Danish
Yeah.
kroner for 20 in a pack. What's 80 Danish kroner? You're gonna drop off your chair when you hear how much we paid for a box of Pop Tarts. Um, but that's what I'm talking about with the taxation coming in. Uh, so all the generic American products.
Well,
Where is
if
it?
it's a gift, you don't have to pay taxes on that, do you?
No. But
Okay.
if I need to buy it from a supplier that has taken it into EU, he has paid some taxes on it, so the price is
Okay.
artificially high. Okay, there we go. We paid $12 for a box of Pop Tarts here in Denmark. I knew you
Oh
were
my
gonna laugh. I knew you were gonna laugh. It was worth every
And
penny.
see, and I like Pop-Tarts, but I can't stand the ones that have frosting on them.
Oh, that's the
I like the
best
ones
part
with
of
no
it.
frosting. And after you toast them, put butter on it.
Ooh.
So you get a butter strawberry pastry. Oh my God. Yeah, Pop Tarts are good food.
It really is.
So are corn dogs.
I never tried those, but I've seen them
You've
in
never tried
movies.
a corn dog?
No, but I've seen it in
Oh my,
movies.
oh, you poor things. You have not lived. You have not
I
lived
have
at
not
all.
lived.
If you have not had this and corn dogs, you are a poor deprived child.
But I'm telling you, you guys would really, you would really get a culture shock if you went to our supermarkets, because we, the way we cook up here is very from the start, from the beginning. You know, we buy the whole chicken and then we carve it out, and then we got chicken breast. So finding things that are like pre-made for you is just a treat. You know, like, how can I describe it? Like I can imagine we got like what, 10 different brands of toothpaste, and I can just imagine that in the US they got an aisle of toothpaste. You know, like
There
like
is an aisle. Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. Because I can see it on movies when they're shooting inside Walmart and stuff like that. And oh my God, there's just an aisle full of one item, which is like a cleaning product. And I'm thinking, who needs 50 choices? Because in my supermarket, we have half an aisle and it's for everything kitchen, you know, like from floor to toilet to sink rinse, you know. So I can really see, you know what, I should actually vlog from my local supermarket. If I get a StreamYard, I think I can vlog from my phone, and you guys
Yeah,
will,
I think you can.
I think you guys would get a kick out of seeing our small tiny uh, you know, it's like watching a supermarket from the 80s or something from your perspective.
Well, and then I should try and vlog one from our mega supermarkets, you know?
Oh
Like
my
you guys would
God.
probably die if you saw what they were like.
I know, especially when you're telling me how long hours they have opened. Here in Denmark, when it's like 9 or 10 o'clock, everything closes. And it's even prolonged. 5 years ago, it was normal that shops closed around 6 or 8 o'clock, so you couldn't drive down at 11 o'clock in the evening and buy a grocery. It was impossible. I mean, so I remember I watched this
Yeah, and ours
movie.
would,
I was watching this movie
if it
with,
wasn't for COVID, ours would never have closed. They're open 24/7.
exactly, because I was watching this movie with Ben Affleck and Sandra Bullock, and they were homeless, or they didn't have a hotel room, something about they not having money and a place to be, and it was raining outside. 2 o'clock at night they went to Walmart because they can't get kicked out. It's open 24 hours. So
Yeah, and
it's
then you go in the camping aisle and get a sleeping bag and just live there.
exactly, they were hanging out in the furniture department,
Yeah.
just sitting in chairs, lounging out. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I would so do that if it was possible here in Denmark, because you get kicked out at 8 o'clock, then they're closed.
Okay, you guys, there was a movie about a young girl who lived in a Walmart. What was the name of that movie?
Oh, is it
She
really
lived there.
possible?
Like,
Wow.
I don't know why you couldn't, you know, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you got bathrooms. Of course, you'd have to go to someplace else and shower, but um,
And Laura
yeah. What
saying
was
where the
that movie
heart
about?
is, where the
Where the
heart
heart
is,
is. Yep.
and
Yeah.
Laura.
Yeah. Somebody who lives in a Walmart.
Amazing,
Of course, then
amazing.
you got to deal with the Walmartians, you know, like the people who shop there.
Yeah. I saw that song. You know, the song about Walmart, the people in Walmart. Oh, we cracked up. All the pictures taking, and it's like real life photos. from people who
Oh
actually
yeah.
shop there.
Have you seen them?
I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen the two song videos that's been posted about Walmart people.
Well, I've seen them, and it's
You've seen.
real.
Oh my god. Some of the outfits are just wow. But okay, you're living in a country where it's like really hot. So it shows on the clothes that people are wearing, like they really want to prefer going around naked because it's so hot and humid. So I can understand that part. But what I don't understand is that someone can bring in a tame skunk or some sort of crazy animal while they're shopping. I'm like, what the heck is going on with you? Carrying around, I don't know, a skunk in your purse? So, ew.
Yeah, in
But
Oklahoma, nothing would surprise me.
but I'm really mesmerized about the selection and the prices. Oh my god. You can buy butter
Yeah.
in a bucket in your supermarket, like 1 gallon of bucket. I mean, a bucket of butter. The biggest container
Yeah.
here in Denmark is 250 gram, and that's a quarter of the bucket. And that's like the biggest container. And sometimes when I'm shopping big times, I need to buy 4 or 6 packs of those. And it just makes me look like some kind of hoarder because you need more items to accumulate a certain quantity, you know? So, Jesus.
That's crazy.
It
And I
is.
shop for like a month at a time when we go into Joplin, so I
Oh,
buy big volumes.
we do the same. And especially, with COVID, we can really tell that it was good that we had that practice and exercise because we wouldn't buy too much because I know some of our friends they thought that they're gonna bake a lot of bread and they harvested a lot of flour and other things that they haven't used. But I can see that it takes training to sit down and then schedule 10 days ahead and then really buy, everything you need for 10 days. So
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
save a
it
lot of
takes
money.
planning.
It really does. You save
You
a lot of
do
money.
a lot of money.
And you force yourself to cook
All right.
because you know it's gonna go bad. So I hate to throw out food. So I always get motivated to cook dinner because I got this monkey in my head saying that if you don't do it, the meat is not worth cooking tomorrow. So yeah. How can you still be
Yep.
painting?
And I just am used to cooking, so I don't necessarily like it, but I'm used to it. All right, you about ready to call it a day, girl?
Yep.
All
It's been
right.
very interesting streaming with you, Janice.
Well, I wish we hadn't had the problems that we had. That
It's
was
okay.
annoying as hell. I should have just shut it down to begin with.
No, it's okay.
But live and learn, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's okay. You never know. You know what? With computers, you never know. What works perfectly well for others may not work from your station. I mean, I'm so
Yep.
used to computer issues. Here we got, because
I only like when things work exactly like they're supposed to. Otherwise, I'm mad.
I know.
I'm mad.
Things never really are plug and play.
Okay.
But thanks for
Yeah, they never are.
no.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And thanks to everybody in chat. It's
It was
been really
fun.
fun. Thanks, Anne
Yeah,
and
thanks,
Calder.
you guys. And sorry we didn't pay much attention to chat. It was just, it's hard. And
Yeah.
especially when you're trying to keep up the conversation, paint, read chat, cuss at your computer, all the stuff you have to do. So I appreciate you guys so much.
It's been fun.
Go have an evening.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do it again, right, Lena?
Oh yeah, it's much more non-stressing doing watercolor together with another felony. I will say that. Like, it's
With
so
another
easy.
felon.
Yeah, exactly. It's- I didn't do
That was a
anything today.
secret. All right, you guys.
Okay, bye
All
bye.
right, you guys. Go have fun. Love you guys. Thanks, Lena.
Yep. Hi.
Hi.